All right, we're going to dive into the huge, incredible animal kingdom. And we're going to start with a creature that seems pretty simple, but trust me, it holds a really fascinating secret.
You've seen it, right? A frog is just chilling on a lily pad, and then in a blink, it's gone, just vanished under the water. How does it do that? I mean, it seems like it completely breaks the rules of breathing. Is it some kind of trick?
You know, it really does look like magic. But the answer is pure biology. It's not a trick at all, but a really special way of life that actually tells us a ton about how all animals are organized.
So let's unravel this so-called magic trick. The secret to how a frog can breathe in two different worlds, well, it isn't just about the frog. It's about where it fits in the grand scheme of things.
See, to really get one animal, you have to zoom way out and look at the big picture. The whole animal kingdom is basically structured like a giant family tree. It's got all these different branches for different groups, and they're all based on a few key features. And that very first split in the tree, it tells us almost everything we need to know.
So here it is. The first question a biologist will always ask is, does it have a backbone? That one single feature divides every animal on the planet into two gigantic groups.
On one side, you have the invertebrates, all the animals without a backbone. Think jellyfish, insects, worms. And on the other side, the group we're really focusing on today, the vertebrates. And it's that internal spinal column that makes all the difference.
So a vertebrate is, simply put, an animal with a backbone. You know, like a fish, a cat, a bird, or even you. Go ahead, feel that line of bumps running down your back. That's it. Welcome to the club.
And it's a pretty big club. There are something like 52,000 known species of vertebrates on Earth. Now that sounds like a huge number, right? But get this, that's only about 3% of all known animal species. The other 97%, all invertebrates. Still, for a little 3%, that is an incredible amount of diversity, from the tiniest little fish to the biggest blue whale, and they all share that one core feature.
Okay, so within that huge group of vertebrates, things get broken down even more. Let's start with what I like to call the cold-blooded crew, amphibians and reptiles. And yes, this is exactly where our friend the frog fits in.
This table breaks it down perfectly. So both amphibians and reptiles are cold-blooded, right? But their skin is a total giveaway. Amphibians have that moist skin which actually lets some gases pass through, while reptiles have dry, scaly skin, which is awesome for not drying out. And their babies get a different start in life. Amphibians lay those jelly-coated eggs in the water, but reptiles lay their eggs on land. And this brings us right back to our frog mystery. See that last line? As amphibians, they have both gills for the water and lungs for land. And just like that, mystery solved.
All right, now let's move on to the warm-blooded vertebrates. This is a group that includes some of the animals we know best, birds and mammals.
So again, the comparison is everything. Both birds and mammals are warm-blooded. They're kind of like their own personal furnaces. But their body covering is a dead giveaway. Birds have feathers and wings, while mammals have hair or fur. And what about babies? Well, birds lay hard-shelled eggs, but mammals, we give birth to live young. Oh, and mammals have that one special superpower. They produce milk to feed their babies.
Okay, so we've talked about frogs and sneaks, birds and lions. We've covered cold-blooded and warm-blooded, scales and feathers. And all of that brings us to a really important question. Where do we fit into all this?
I mean, seriously, after looking at all these different categories, where do you fit into this big family tree? Are you an amphibian, a reptile, maybe a bird?
That's right. You are a mammal. You are part of the exact same group as lions, and pandas, and dolphins, and every other animal that shares a few key characteristics.
And hey, here's the proof. You have hair, right? Even if it's just on your head. You're warm-blooded. Your body keeps a nice constant temperature. You've been breathing with lungs your entire life, and you were born, not hatched out of an egg. See? You check every single box.
How cool is that? We started with a simple question about a frog, and we ended up right back here with ourselves. And now you basically have a mental field guide to help you classify the animals you see every single day.
So, what are you waiting for? Just look around. That pigeon on the sidewalk? That's a bird. The dog chasing a ball on the park? A mammal. The little fish in a pond? A vertebrate for sure. Now that you know the framework, how does that change the way you see the animal world that is literally all around you? And what other secrets do you think are out there, waiting to be discovered? Maybe even in your own backyard?